Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Machedo is the best.
Hi there, Machedo. Speaking to you from Machedo.com. Who is Machedo and Think Personal Branding? All right, today I have for you a couple of news articles that is from about Saudi, Qatar, about false news that they're actually trying to show as positive about what is happening in the UAE. But the real news I'm going to share with you from reliable sources. Then I'm also going to share with you some updates from Abu Dhabi, Dubai, the salary market, some international articles which have been talking about Dubai, and a rather controversial news which was not printed in any of the media outlets. Finally, I'm going to share with you a couple of shocking bits which I got information from people. Some of them gave me a call. They spoke to me. I've compiled them together, and some of it would shock you as to what is happening in terms of if you don't pay your credit cards or you don't pay your loans. One lady, what she actually found out with someone who was drunk in the aircraft, then the actually salary updates for the Middle East market. I've got a report for that from a very, very, very powerful and very reliable source. I have one YouTuber who put a confession, which I'll be sharing with you along with his what he sent to me. Finally, I spoke to a banker who gave me a couple of details which I want to share with you. So all this would be shared with you in this video. Okay, so let's quickly move on. The first one is, this is taken from Gulf News, January 13th, 2019. It says that Saudi is going to increase its borrowings. Now, that is not a very good thing, because what it shows is the country is not able to sustain itself. It's not actually making money through the sale of oil. They had made all this big noise about the 2030 vision. They had invited investors. Two of them were my friends who had gone there. But they said that they don't feel very secure in investing there, and it doesn't seem to be happening. Okay, it doesn't seem to be happening. So now they're going to issue bonds, and they're going to ensure that cash comes in. But this is not good, because it's like this. You are, let's say, for example, you want to grow. Before, you had enough money in the bank by which you could expand your business, but now you're borrowing from the banks and hoping for a better future. Now, this is a gamble. And as per economists, what they're saying is they are being overly optimistic about market conditions for the future. And this can result in the Saudi economy crashing. Now, how is this going to impact people like you? If you're an expatriate, well, your job may not be very secure. If you're earning high salaries, don't expect to stay there for quite too long. However, people in the mid-level, they would only experience, say, salary fluctuations, but their jobs would be there. It's only the people at the higher level who have to really be worried about. Now, the next one is 4th January 2019 from Gulf News. This one, people are asking, Loy, do you think Qatar and UAE's relationship will improve? Well, if you read news like this, I don't think it's going to improve, because top Qatari football official was barred from entering the UAE. Now, the funny thing is, this guy, he's the chairman of the organizing committee for the Asia Cup, the Asian Cup that was held in UAE. He's a chairman. His name is Saud al-Mohanadi. Okay, so he's a chairman, and he was barred. Now, why was he barred? Because he is also the vice president for the Qatar Football Association. Now, it doesn't make sense. Why are you mixing politics and sports? Now, he tried to come in. They refused his entry. Now, what UAE is trying to do is tit for tat. You hurt me, I'm going to hurt you. Now, this is not very good. I'll tell you why. Because FIFA president Gianni Infantino, okay, he had proposed that the Gulf states, they should be also called to host a couple of matches for the FIFA 2022 World Cup in a 48-team tournament. However, Amnesty International, they have warned FIFA that UAE and Saudi, only UAE and Saudi, no other Middle East country, they should not be given these rights because of human rights violation. Now, if you use your gut feeling, you'd obviously know who is, probing Amnesty International to refuse these rights. Because Qatar, if you, let's say, for example, someone who you know, and, that person's harming you, you also would not keep quiet. So because because UAE is trying to hurt Qatar wherever possible, Qatar will make sure that we will ensure that your economy would not go, you would not get business, you would not get these contracts. I'm pretty sure Qatar has, informed Amnesty, given them enough and more evidence just for them to know that Saudi and UAE should not be given the rights. So, and there's another news. This is, there were 5 out of 6 Qatari journalists, and this is taken from Gulf Times, gulftimes.com. This is not from Gulf News. 5 out of 6 Qatari-based journalists were refused entry into UAE, even though they had proper documentation. Qatar claims, okay, we had ensured all the documentation was in place and perfect. UAE claims, I'm sorry, their documentation was not perfect. Now, once they landed in Dubai, it seems they were given 12 hours of detention, and 2 of the men who required to take medicine for maybe blood pressure or diabetes or whatever, they were even refused to be given their medicine. The challenge, what Qatar is saying is that when these journalists boarded the Kuwaiti Airways, which flew the journalists to Dubai, they were allowed to board only after checking the legality of their visas. And the Kuwaiti Airways says it's perfect. So what they're challenging and asking is, why would Kuwait Airways allow our journalists to board if their papers were not in place and the proper legal documents were not there? So there is no answer. Now, what's even more is the Sports Press Committee has stated that UAE authorities violated the journalists' privacy, asking them private questions, details of their income, phone numbers, addresses, including did they write any political articles, even though they are only sports journalists. Now, why am I bringing this is not to attack UAE, but to tell you that for those of you who keep asking me, would Qatar and UAE patch up? Would they become friends again? When you have incidents like this, it's absolutely, it hits you where it hurts. And then when it becomes a very personal matter, you don't forget. And their egos are on the line. So I personally don't see it happening anywhere for the next 5 to 10 years. I don't see Qatar and UAE getting along at all, including Saudi. The next one is from Zavia.com. This one states that 50% of the investors in the Middle East, especially in UAE, specifically in UAE, they are concerned about their investments, and many of them are withdrawing it because they doubt they're going to get returns on investment, especially in 2019. And this will affect the market, I'll tell you. This is not very good news. Now, if you want something that is comical and that is funny, well, this next article from Khaleej Times, 14th January, their article is titled, "Now it's the best time to move to Dubai." Why? As per them, they are saying the fall in inflation, the stronger dirham, the substantial increase in purchasing power, declining rents, reduced government fees, reduced fines, freezing of school fees, restaurant and grocery prices being cheaper, Dubai is become the top destination to move. It's so comical when you read all this. They make it sound so romantic, like commercial rents have fallen, commercial licenses have fallen. You can get an offshore license for only $1,000. You can start a trading company for $2,000. Wow! See, here's the thing. When you put an article and you camouflage it, people are not stupid, especially in the day and age of social media, and when news cannot be, it's not only got from just one newspaper. Here they say this lady, Sheikh, I don't know, it's a lady or guy, Sheikh Najm Saqib. Okay, must be a guy. A Dubai resident is saying, I was paying 30,000 dirhams rent. Now it's gone to 26,000 dirhams rent, which is such a big relief for us, which was the biggest relief for us. 4,000 dirhams is a bloody relief for you? Okay. We have witnessed retailers giving promotions and discounts, which have benefited us to a large extent. People from lower middle income group. See, when you have an idiot who gives a statement, you know the person's a bloody idiot. The sale is getting rid of old stock, useless stuff. The rents from 30,000, when you're talking 30,000 to 26,000, 4,000 dirhams only, 4,000. Okay. Why are they giving you rents? Because nobody's there to stay. Nobody wants to stay. Here they're saying commercial licenses are falling because businesses are shutting down. You're talking of a trading company for only $2,000. What is it? For $2,000, you can open up a business, a successful business. What can you do in 2,000? It's just a bloody license. They have not talked about rent. They have not talked about salaries. They have not talked about getting material. And the market is not offering you on credit anymore. And all this bullshit that they're talking. See, in this article, what they said is Dubai is 58% cheaper than the world's costliest cities. And which are the cities? They're talking about London, comparing Dubai to London, comparing Dubai to Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, and New York. Let me give you a news flash. These countries, London, New York, Switzerland, Iceland, their economies are stable. They offer citizenship. They take care of human rights. They offer stable jobs. There is no fear of, I'm local. They don't have that fear. And there is no explicit corporate racism. There is none of this. That is why you cannot compare New York to Dubai, London to Dubai, Switzerland to Dubai, Iceland to Dubai. You can't compare. You just cannot compare. It's, compare apple to apple, orange to orange. Don't start comparing bloody, date to a bloody watermelon and say, oh, look at it. It's so light. Look, it's so stupid, man. The next one. This is another cartoonish news. Dubai set for new tower. Wow. In Hindi, they say, Talia. Means clap. 13 January. DMCC, the World Flagship Free Zone, and the Government of Dubai Authority and the master developer of Jumeirah Lake Towers has announced today that it is awarded a contract to B6 Belhassa 6 construct the first super tall tower. The first super tall tower in uptown Dubai. Wow! You don't pay salaries on time. Your economy is not stable. You're not paying your vendors. You're not paying your suppliers. People are afraid of their jobs. And you're going to have a tall tower. In fact, when the tower catches fire, which they, most of these towers do because they use duplicate material, then what the hell will you do? Remember Address Hotel in New Year when the Address Hotel caught fire and everyone thought that was just a joke. They thought, this is fake news and the Address Hotel actually caught fire. It is because you have cheap duplicate material. And Belhassa 6 Construct doesn't have a very big name in the market. And announcing this big tower, I don't know what it is supposed to do for anyone. In fact, if I was a contractor or if I was a supplier of material, I'd be very afraid to supply material to such a project. You know why? Because it's going to take time to complete this project and I do not know if I'll get my money back. And that is the biggest thing that people are afraid of. Will you get your money back? It's not doing the job. It's not getting a job. It's not getting a contract. It's will you get your money back? The next one is in Gulf News, 14th January, Abu Dhabi rents are down. Abu Dhabi, to be very honest, most of these landlords are bastards over there. Absolute fucking bastards. The rent is unbelievable. It's like if property, let's say one bedroom. Let's say one bedroom. It costs 40,000 in Sharjah. It will cost you 60,000 in Dubai. In the main areas, it will come up to 80,000. And in Abu Dhabi, it will cost 120,000. 40,000, 60,000, 120,000. And in Abu Dhabi, they have these weird, shitty laws where you cannot share. You You just cannot share, even if you have a big house. And it should be one family per house. When they have such ridiculous rules, ridiculous. This is rubbish rules. You pay shitty salaries, and your rents are so fucking high. How do you expect to sustain? Oh, rents are down. Congratulations. No, you're not doing anyone a fucking favor. You landlords deserve to have nobody staying there. Let them bloody go bankrupt. Let them go to fucking jail for making these poor expatriates suffer. That is what you fucking deserve. Fucking assholes. That's what they are. The next one is UAE 6 months visa, which is no longer available, 14 January. Now, it seems that they came up with 6 months job seekers visa scheme to help amnesty, during an amnesty period for violators seeking UAE amnesty program to get jobs. Now, what I don't seem to understand here is why do you create something? Why do you start something, let's say in September, and then end it in 3 months? All you're doing is confusing people. You're just bloody confusing people. If you're going to give 6 months visa, give them 6 months visa. Let them find a fucking job, man. Let them hunt for a job. Why are you giving for 1 month? See, this is the problem in UAE. This is the real big problem in UAE. The rules change every fucking month. Every fucking week there is a freehold property. Oh, no freehold property. Oh, 99-year visa. Oh, 10-year visa. Oh, 5-year visa or investor visa. The rules fucking change every single day. When they're making money, they'll give a fuck you attitude to the expatriates. When they're suffering, tal, faddal, welcome. This is your country. Come. We are like brother. Yeah, when there is a, steel-studded dildo that is put up your ass and it's hurting, then you become very nice and kind. Oh, the market, we love investor. We will give, good price, discount. Yeah, how about keeping consistency? The problem in the UAE market is there is no consistency. One day they'll have a rule, next day they'll change the rule. One day they'll say, okay, if your visa expired, come here, no problem, will not give problem. Then when you submit your papers, they'll say, okay, your time is up, now you will get fined for every day you stay. See, you keep changing fucking rules, you confuse people. Even the typist, even the legal type, they don't know what the fuck is happening, man. So this is the frustration in UAE. One day there's a rule, next day there's a change in the rule, which really is stupid. I'll tell you. This is another article from Daily Star. It's actually an article from Bloomberg, which was on January 13th. Top Middle East bankers slash up to a quarter, that is their salaries. Now, even though this article says that their salaries are reduced by 20 to 25%, that is top level positions, and middle level 5 to 10%. Let me tell you the reality. I spoke to a couple of bankers because I know I have connections. It's not 25%, it's not 20 to 20, it's up to 50%. And they have not been given any choice. It's either take it or leave it. And when a person has taken a fucking loan, when they were used to this lavish lifestyle, and they don't have a job in hand and they know the market is bad, you think they're going to say, hey, fuck off, I don't want to work for you? No, they are pretty scared. The bankers are fucking scared. And many of them have lost 50% of the jobs. And the middle level management, where there were 8, now they've kept 4, and they've told them, you either work 2 people's jobs or you can leave. So people are very insecure about their jobs. Yeah, see, here they have also said in one of the previous articles in Bloomberg, they said that Dubai is planning to build the biggest financial center, triple its banking district. What triple? Who you're trying to bullshit? For such a small city, such a small country, where you have 3 times the banks, 3 times the lending institutions than London has, what you're planning to make it 9 times more? Who are you trying to give this bullshit, nonsensical, illogical news? And here it says they were trying to compete with cities like Hong Kong and Singapore. Hong Kong and Singapore have at least stability. They have consistency. They have, at least, they respect human rights. Here in UAE, it's always that we are superior, we are local, this is our country. Oh, he's white skin, white passport. Oh, he deserves better. You from where? India? You India? Pakistan? Bangladesh? Sri Lanka? Yeah, too. That's how they treat you. You just have to check the salary scales of the. And here's the thing. I've been speaking to so many people from Europe, from Britain, from UK. They're not dumb. They know for a fact in the Middle East, for having a white skin, for being a white skin, a Gora, you get paid 5 times, 10 times more. So obviously they'll go and enjoy. If I knew that I was getting paid 10 times more for having my fucking white passport, I'd also fucking go there. And they know this explicit racism takes place, but they have to keep quiet. Why? Because I'm getting the money. Why the fuck should I shoot myself in the foot? So everyone knows this is happening. It's just that they can't talk about it. So as long as you have stuff like this, don't expect your country to grow until you completely change, which is impossible. This behavior, this pattern, this tradition, this culture of corporate racism will never stop. And that is the reason why UAE grew up. The Middle East grew to a level. It has reached its ceiling. Coca-Cola grew. It has reached its ceiling. All these big companies grow, and they reach their ceiling. After this, you can't grow. Google has reached its ceiling. It can't grow anymore. Apple has reached the ceiling. Can't grow anymore. Microsoft reached its ceiling. Can't grow anymore. Even Dubai has reached its ceiling. Finish. This is it. Now it'll just crawl and come down. Those boom days are over. You can't fool people anymore. Before, there was no social media. People didn't know what was happening. Everyone's like, oh, Dubai, oh, must be money's hanging on trees, gold. Oh, if you are an Indian in the 70s and you say Dubai, oh, Dubai. And people used to give salam, sir, salam. He's come from Dubai. Sir, I also want to come to Dubai, sir, Dubai. Today, you go to South India and say, would you like to come to Dubai? Go to Bombay and ask. They would give you these typical Indian bad words. Hey, chutiye, is it? This is how they would. Who the fuck wants to go there and get his ass fucked? Here I'm king. I have my fucking passport in my hand. There you take my fucking passport. I'm a slave. This is how they fucking talk. Because they know how Asians are treated there. Okay? When there's no stability, when there's no future, when you don't know when your ass is going to be kicked, who the fuck wants to go there, man? I would rather earn, let's say, a small, stable salary with a company that takes care of me than go to a company where a very big salary and next day I can be thrown out and I don't know what is my future. Okay? Consistency is a key. This next article is from Business Insider. Even though it's dated 15th December 2018, this is to tell you that today the world is all talking about the Middle East. Everyone knows this, and this article is proof. It says here, Dubai's glittering futuristic metropolis has come at the cost of hundreds of thousands of workers, and recommending it as a tourist destination feels wrong. It says here, you have the Burj Khalifa, the Palm Island, Dubai Mall. In 2 decades, from a desert backwater port, it has become a thriving metropolis of the third most skyscrapers in the world. Okay, but it has come at a cost. It seems that Dubai, UAE, exploded in terms of prosperity after discovering oil in 1966. And today it has the world's tallest buildings, second biggest mall, luxurious hotels. It has more skyscrapers besides New York and Hong Kong. Outside, it looks like a fantastic story. But inside is a cautionary tale. And this is where the story gets ugly. What it says is nearly 90% of Dubai's 3.1 million residents, they are mostly migrant workers. Now, I don't know why they said 3.1 million. I think it's supposed to be 9 million. Anyway, 3 million, yes, 3 million are expatriates. Now, they come to Dubai, they come to UAE with the promise to earn higher salaries so that they can take care of their families back home. However, once you land in Dubai, your passport is taken away from you. Majority of the companies do that. Majority, okay? They take your passport from you. You are supposed to work 12 hours or more. It's not you get paid per hour. Companies can withhold your paychecks. And if you want to go back home, since they don't give you the passport, you can't just leave. And if you want to leave, if you want to cancel, you would be asked to pay the expenses the company has borne. And that is why UAE is considered among the worst human right abuses by Human Rights Watch. It's not me. It's not from my pocket. I'm giving you what is stated in this article, what is stated in Wikipedia. Read it if you say it's fake news. This is global news. Okay. Now, what it seems here is if a worker tries to leave the job without permission, he can face fines, prison, or deportation. And for people who hardly have money to send back home, this is something they don't want to get. It's a legal recourse they don't want to get into. And even though it's not mentioned here, the one thing which is really, really frustrating is same work. There's a different salary for local citizen of the country. There's a different salary for British American national. There's a different salary for Indian, different salary for Pakistani, different salary for Bangladeshi, different salary for Nepali. So when you have this, how do you feel a positive feeling? How? Tell me, what is the difference between an Arab local citizen and, let's say, an Indian or a Pakistani? What is the difference? Both are human beings, right? When you promulgate and say, oh, we have to be treated with respect, when an Arab local, Emirati or Saudi or Bahraini or anyone, when they go to London, when they go to US, they wear pant and shirt. They don't put their kandura because they want to show we are modern. And they'll say, hey, don't treat a Muslim like this. We are human beings. You should treat with respect. But why does it change? Why does it fucking change when, let's say, a Hindu comes there, an African comes there? Why? Why is there a difference? Why these ads which are there, they'll always show Arab local sitting there, Indian waiter. Why don't you have Arab local waiter and Indian sitting there? Why? Why? Because Arabs are supposed to be big. Indian is. That's why you always have white skin, Gora skin, having with fork and knife, having the breakfast, while Indian, Asian waiter, sir, would you like? I would like to see a day. I would like to see a day where Indian is sitting there. In that photograph, they have these ads with they show with posters in the banks, hospitals, where they show an Indian, instead of local pointing his pen and posing like this and everyone looking like this. I want to see a day where African or maybe Nepali or Sudanese or Sri Lankan pointing like this, and the worker, Emirati guy, local Saudi guy, Arab guy saying, yes sir, sir, can I put your tea? Can I put your tea, sir? Can I serve you tea? Why? There's no dignity of labor? No, don't say like that, okay? We are local. As long as that mentality is there, don't expect the country to grow. Just don't expect. And if I'm wrong, by the way, if I'm wrong, please put it in the comment section below. Tell me where I'm wrong. I would love to hear where I'm wrong. I would love to hear it. Okay? The next one is, this news will not be published in Gulf News Khaleej International. This was in leilasnews.com. I'll put the link down below. 13-year-old girl, a 13-year-old child was forced into prostitution in Dubai and was forced to have sex with 11 men daily. Dated January 7, 2019. A Pakistani man who fell in love. There's something seriously wrong with these individuals. Pakistani man who fell in love with a 13-year-old girl, an underage girl, the bastard pedophile, stated that this 13-year-old girl was forced into prostitution, and he is also standing trial because he went to have sex with her. Okay. The 25-year-old admitted to having sex with the minor with her consent. Wow. Good. Pakistan Zindabad. Good. Yeah, good. So it seems another Pakistani man, 49-year-old, he bought this child, okay, and forced her into prostitution. They ran the brothel in Abu Hail in Dubai, and he was arrested with another two of his countrymen. I'll tell you how much did he pay. This is USD to Pakistani rupee. I'll tell you how much did he pay to get this girl, which will shock you. Okay. He paid $1,430 to buy this girl from her father to bring her into UAE. It's sad what happens due to poverty. It's sad. And this is a reality. It goes on in all these poor countries where small little children are sold because their parents can't look after them or they need to feed. So it's a necessary evil that is happening. However, let me tell you, this is not one-off case. There are so many like this, so many. In fact, I can't quote the person. I knew this when I was a small boy. My mother was friends with a local, very powerful one. They used to actually have these like charter planes where they used to bring these girls and supply them. And I happened to be at one of the parties when I was a DJ. I saw all these young girls dressed up and obviously for the entertainment and guests. Now this is not just in UAE. It's everywhere. Where there is money, it'll happen there. It can happen in London, it can happen in New York, it can happen any country in the world. This is a sad reality. And as long as we have bastards, these men who are pedophiles, who are sick, they're actually sick in the mind, in the head, this sad reality will continue taking place. So it's sad. There's nothing you can do other than report people like this. And if you would ask me, I would say name and shame these fuckers. That's my opinion. Anyway, moving to the next news. Now, these are letters, articles, and calls that people have actually given me. I cannot share with you their names. I cannot share with you their identities because they trust me. I've verified most of the information, so I can tell you that some of it is true. So, like I said, you don't have to believe me. Take it with a pinch of salt. You can verify. And if I'm wrong, please do put it in the comment section below. Okay. With regards to non-payment, many people have been asking me credit card and loan defaulters being jailed. This guy called me, can't give you any clue about him, but he has connections and contacts. He said, as of now, from the beginning of January, at least 1,000 people have been arrested for credit card and loan non-payments or who have been running away. They have been caught. So either at transit or at the airport or working in some other company, they have been caught. Okay. And if they are caught, means they are arrested. And until they pay, they can't get out of jail. And the sad fact is they must have joined a new company and got a new job. And once you get jailed, the company would obviously, say, okay, we cancel their contract. We don't want them. Another one is he has requested me not to inform his identity. But it seems the HR informed an HR guy who's working in an HR. They say it seems they have to inform the banks every time a person is terminated from their company, and it seems now they have signed up with the bank that every time they terminate someone, immediately they have to inform the bank. And this person, if he doesn't pay off the loan, any employee, they are jailed or they'll have a legal case, so they can't even leave the country. One other person this person I know, he was approached by a credit collections executive, and he said that he would pay him a commission if he ratted out information of another person who he was hunting. A young man informed me that his father, who has had pending payments, the credit company located him through social media, Facebook, and now it has started to harass him on the phone every single day for him to give the location of his father or for him to pay on behalf of his father. Another idiot, I call people like this idiot. When he lost his job, he went to the bank and informed the bank that he lost his job. And now it seems the credit companies are harassing him left, right, and center on his cell phone. When I asked him, why don't you switch it off? It seems that he has sent his resume to many places along with that cell phone. So now he cannot change the number. And it seems he's getting depressed because every day more than 20 calls they give him, and they give him bad words and they speak to him very rudely. You're stupid. Why the hell did you do that? Another one is I got this email and I also got a WhatsApp message. A person who was having a transit journey from within the Middle East. He didn't want me to tell which place. He has been caught by the authorities for defaulting. They moved either on transit or they were just passing by. I don't know much details here. I can't give also. A lady who was traveling, once again, they don't want to give their details. Lady was traveling, was stopped by immigration for unpaid bills and was told until she clears her bills, she cannot leave or go. I don't know whether it's for a holiday or she was leaving the country. Finance guy who has been the signatory of a particular company, he was taken to jail. He was supposed to travel, but he was taken to jail because it seems the company which they had defaulted payment has put a court case on them, and that company has big connections, it seems, in the country where he's residing, and now he's in jail, even though it is not his fault. It's not his company, even though he's the only authorized signatory. Okay, the next one is this one is my own client whose name I cannot give. He got a job confirmation, everything ready to start, but then the HR company was contacted by the bank that he has defaulted on his loan, and they started harassing the HR company. It seems now he has lost his job. I told you this so many times, guys, so many times. Even if it's a due, even if it's itisalat, even any kind of payment, clear it off, because if you try to start a new life and you're caught, you're going to be in serious trouble. Okay, now this next one is lady who is slightly in her 50s. She told me that she met this lady on a plane, and as they, they just met, it seems, when they're having drinks or something, and they were talking and all that. And this lady had one drinks too many, and she said her boyfriend is a big guy. I don't want to take his name. He's a really big guy. It seems she's a pimp, and she supplies ladies to him. This is nothing new. I told you, this happens everywhere in any country that has money. Now, with regards to the salary scale, these are the news that I've got from some of the recruiters that I know. They are really in good positions. This is what they have said. Oil and gas, construction and banking, salaries have dropped, or job losses are plenty. Banking has been hit the worst. Lower oil prices and stock prices crashing has resulted in projects being cancelled. And this has resulted in a lot of companies not being paid or unpaid salaries. Workers are being forced to take unpaid holidays. Accounting jobs, back-end jobs, operation outsource, these jobs are mostly being outsourced to Philippines, India, and Malaysia. And now there are talks even in for countries like Nepal, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. They are also being looked upon as options, because now they are also bringing their rates low. Salaries in FMCG, fashion, shoes industry, it has either remained flat or fallen. HR positions, finance and logistics, these positions, people are losing their jobs rapidly. In HR positions, it seems now the preference is being given more to locals of the particular country. And for finance and logistics, it seems positions are being merged or made less. So if two people's job, one person is supposed to do it. Now, the next one is, this one was actually written on my YouTube in terms of comments. I've just censored his name out of respect for him, but this is what he said. And I'm reading from what he has shared with me. Loy, I need you to warn the residents that the banks are up to their old tricks. In November 2008, I stopped using my Emirates NBD account, but did not close my accounts. I was working on another project in GCC. Every week, I would get an SMS stating that my balance was 200 dirhams in my current and savings account. I got the same message every week at 7 on Friday. By the way, I have closed my ADCB account, and I keep getting messages that I have a balance, even though I've left Dubai 2 years ago. Okay. In 2009, the Friday messages came through, but my current account was 24,450 overdrawn. Overdrawn. I visited the bank and they showed me a statement. I'd never received a statement in the mail at all, showing 5 transactions that I made in Bahrain in September of 2008, but they were showing the statements as being done in April of 2009. I was able to prove that these amounts were deducted from my account at the time of the transaction, backed by SMS messages sent by the bank. In 2013, legal notice was sent to me that I owed 24,450, the one which he cleared, plus 4 years interest. Fortunately, I had an SMS and I proved the bank was at fault. I asked the bank to provide a letter stating that the matter was cleared. No letter was sent. In 2016, that is again after 3 years, a legal notice was sent with the same amount plus 8 years interest. I showed the same evidence, asked for the same letter. No letter was received. This week, I received another legal notice, same amount, 10 years plus interest. So, and he says thieves. So what I'm telling you is, please ensure that you have a very clear bill. Take a letter. I made sure that I took a letter from the bank. I took a letter from the police. I took a letter from everyone stating that my accounts were cleared. I was clear to go. There was no legal case. There was nothing. Otherwise, I'll tell you, you'll be in deep, deep shit. And once you get into jail, don't expect miracles. All right. I spoke to a banker. Now, this is my current client. I've taken his permission, but I cannot give you his details. He wants to move out of UAE. And what is the reason he wants to move? It seems that the banks are now putting pressure to achieve targets, and the conditions are being pretty desperate. This is what he told me. Loy, out of desperation, I have to lie to investors that they will get returns on their investments after 2 years, 5 years. I'm making them invest their money. I know for a fact that most of them will lose their money, but I'm giving them hopes and hoping on speculation because I need to achieve my targets. I need my job. I need to take care of my family. But I know I'll not be able to face my clients because most of them will be losing their money. That is why I've decided I need to leave UAE. I can't work under these conditions. I'm giving you an actual statement given by one of my new clients. Now, I also spoke to one of my friends who's working in a fashion brand. He said this women's fashion brand BEBE has declared bankruptcy in USA. They've shut down their shops in the Middle East and the staffs were removed without any prior notice. I don't know if this has come in the news. If you have the article, please send it to me. Last but not the least, a very rich guy. This is one of the guys who supports my channel. Sometimes he sends me money here and there. I really appreciate, not every day, but once a while. So what he said is, I asked him, what do you think? What do you think are the challenges that the Middle East market would face? He said, these are the 17 problems. Number one is growing trade uncertainty, weak economic indicators, global political changes, instability in the Gulf region, stock market index crashing, construction is down, rental prices are down, oil prices are down, Donald Trump's presidency, which is causing problems, US, China, and Russia issues, UAE, Iran, and Qatar issues, problems with Brexit, the speculative promises of UAE, the failed projects in the cities, the fake news that is spreading that everything is happy, and positive, increased number of fraud cases which are not being reported, and finally, the ever-changing government policies. And this is the reason why the Middle East, it seems, apparently will not succeed, because now people have got used to this and they know for a fact that until all this is corrected, the Middle East market is not going to move up. So guys, these were the news that I wanted to share with you, the reports. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like I told you, whatever I get, if you share it with me, it'll be kept, your identity will be kept anonymous. I assure you confidentiality, but I need to verify the information. That is why it took time. So please feel free to share links with me, share with me updates, share with me news, and that is what I've shared with everyone. But for those of you who have jobs, please be very careful. Make sure that you're actively hunting out for jobs, that you're actively putting out your rebranded resumes, that you're searching for better opportunities. Do not feel comfortable that you are indispensable. You just do not know when you lose your jobs. So please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't like it, thumbs down. Put your comments, I always read them. If you like to support the channel, please do so. This is me signing off for now. Take care.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Machedo is the best.